Water, food and energy are deeply interconnected. They form a nexus, a strong link that connects them all. Availability and sustainable management of water, food and energy resources significantly impact the other.
The interconnectedness of the water, food and energy nexus highlights how each of these sectors affects the others, creating both challenges and opportunities for sustainable development.
We need food. That is, of course, it goes without questioning. We need food. But at the same time, we also need power to, of course, to ensure that our industries are provided with the energy that is required for us to run, the various industries.
Agriculture is the largest consumer of fresh water globally, as water is essential for crop irrigation, livestock production and food processing, making it a critical component of the food system. In water and energy, water is critical for energy production, particularly in hydroelectric power generation. Equally, energy is needed for water management like pumping, treatment and distribution. In energy and food, energy is required for all stages of food production, from planting to harvesting and processing, packaging and transportation. The energy content of food is vital as fuel for human survival and activity, while energy is needed to produce, process and distribute that food. Impacts and challenges begin with increased demand. Population growth and urbanization drive demand for the three resources, exacerbating challenges on the nexus. The complication begins with growing agricultural activities in the catchment areas on the upstream.
And now this is very interesting. Behind me is the center pivot. The center pivot has to use power or electricity, if you like, in order for it to operate so that it can water the crop, the very crop which is going to produce the food that you and I need in order for us to survive, that even the people who are working at the power station need in order for them to operate the power station so that the center pivot behind can operate. But both these entities also require water in order for both of them to operate. They require energy and they require the water. So you see how the nexus now begins to connect to each other. That's the water, the energy and the food. And this is where I bring in Mr. Chisha. Now Mr. Chisha is at Lunsemfwa Hydropower, and with him we're going to go around to see how the water which is in the nexus is being affected as a result of climate change and other activities. Wow. Trying to focus and trying to get shots of, I was hoping to get farms which are on the other side of the lake at Meter Hills. Farmers on the upstream, irrigating and other dam activities going on. Together with Mr. Chisha here, is going to just tell us about, the impact of irrigated agriculture going on upstream as well as other activities. Mr. Chisha.
Just to start the story, one of the things that I would say is that what you can see there is basically a dam which was constructed in 1959, and the whole purpose of the dam was to be able to impound water for hydropower generation.
That's right.
And I think one of the things that you'd see or you note are the flood marks on that wall, the intake tower that is there. That is a story on its own, telling you what levels have been attained over the years in terms of storage and of course impoundment. We know quite all right that over the years, of course, there's been an increase in terms of water abstraction through increased agricultural production, that is upstream. That, to some extent, I think has had an impact on how much water we're getting downstream as a downstream water user. But of course, like I've said, that tower there has a lot of stories to tell in terms of what levels we've attained over the years, and of course a reduction in terms of the inflows that we're basically getting. So we know that agriculture, of course, is consumptive.
Yes.
Meaning once you pump water from a given water course, it means you're basically taking out water and it cannot be taken back to the floor again. So that has been the impact over the years. There's been an upscale in terms of irrigated agriculture upstream, And of course, being a downstream user, of course, there's been that impact in terms of reduction of the flows that we'll be getting downstream.
Two interesting points, Mr. Chisha.
Yes, sir.
One of them is that we need to eat.
Yes, of course.
And agriculture we need. But the other point again is, and it's for the interest of the viewers, where we are standing here, this is supposed to be under the dam, or should I say under the water.
Yes, exactly.
So because of all the activity that is taking place upstream, this is why we are able to stand here on this rock, because the level of the water is supposed to put this under, isn't it?
Exactly. So there are two aspects. One, of course, agriculture, upstream abstraction, but also a reduction in terms of the rainfall that has been received over the years. So these two factors combined, of course, have led to what we are seeing here, where we are standing on dry ground, an area that should have been, that should actually been, is it embedded or immersed
in the water?
In water.
So what is it possible that can be done? Of course, those farms up there are already established.
Exactly.
What can be done now?
Okay, so in terms of the measures that should be taken to basically control the situation we are in, one of them I think is an issue of curbing on granting of any new water permits. I think there has to be that harmony or closure towards granting or opening up of more, granting of water permits upstream, so that we more or less normalize the situation. In the event that there are more water permits or abstraction permits issued upstream, that would definitely affect what is made available downstream. So that would be definitely one of the measures that should be put in place. One, a complete cutoff of the issuance of any new permits within these catchments that are stressed. I think that is one of the key areas or measures that should be taken into account.
So I think we'll move now from here. And by the way, I'm still taking a lot of pictures. Beautiful sceneries here. Sceneries that shouldn't have been, because all these hills we are seeing here should never have been. They should have been submerged underwater. So where are you taking me next? So
from here, of course, I'll take you, I think, towards the dam wall, so that we basically just appreciate the levels, the flood levels or flood marks. A picture of, like I said, where the water should have been, or the water used to be, but no longer there. So of course, we'll definitely go there and see what is there.
Interesting.
But maybe also as we go there, we'll also look at the trees that we were able to see in the reservoir. As you can see, I think because of the low water levels, we are able to see these trees that are of course in the reservoir, which should not be the case. Yeah. So that's where we'll go.
Oh my God. Yeah, so this is the problem that hydro faces.
We then connect to a place where water is flowing to the reservoir, only to come across the real challenges being faced in the catchment areas.
So along the way, we decide to stop over in the catchment area. This is the catchment area for which
is Lunsemfwa.
This is Lunsemfwa. Yeah. So now, just to see the impact that is being caused in the catchment areas. What is going on here? Look, this river is almost dry.
It's actually dry. Not almost, but it's dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we are seeing here is a river which has basically dried, and I think I would say that over time, what we've noticed is that our rivers have become non-perennial, meaning of course they stop flowing during the after rainy season.
Yeah.
And part of the results that we basically see are land use changes that we basically that we've been observing. The cutting down of trees. We have a lot of charcoal burning. Issues of mining upstream, sand mining, and all that, of course.
There's a lot of sand mining here.
Sand mining, upstream, So all that augmented, has actually led to what we are seeing here, where there is an effect of having basically dry, rivers, as we can see. Yeah.
So where are we now?
So we are at a place called the Mushivemba gauging station. This is basically, I think, about 2 kilometers from where we were.
Yes.
Yeah, and this site is equally upstream, Meter Hills Reservoir. More or less the same proximity. It's about 7.2 kilometers upstream, the tailwater of Meter Hills Reservoir. Yeah.
Okay. So what can we say about this? Already I can't see as much water as we have seen just very close by.
Oh yeah. Effect that we are seeing here is one, the reduction of flows, or no flows basically, on this river that we are seeing. And ultimately, I think the impact is that downstream users apparently may not be able to receive, the amount of water that they are supposed to receive or entitled to within the given water permit. So basically, this is the effect of what we are seeing here.
What about the growth of this grass here now? It looks like it's actually taking over the river.
Okay, I think when you look at maybe the health of this, one would call this process called, is it eutrophication? Where we have, vegetation growing as healthy as they are. One would assume that it could be, probably there could be a bit of, maybe is it nitrogen within in the water to support the kind of growth that is here. So what is typical, I think, of this site, specifically where we are, is the reduction in terms of flows. And as you can see, I think there is literally no flow. There is basically ponding here. Okay, so in terms of reduction in flows, obviously by about July, we expect that there is basically zero flow here around. But where we are now, as you can see, there is literally no flow. It's more or less ponded water, and this is like June. So, and one of the things that I think could be highlighted is that one, there is a reduction in terms of flows on this river, due to, obviously, I think the upstream obstructors upstream in terms of impoundment of existing dams.
Conflicts in the nexus can occur, but they can also create opportunities. These may include integrated resource management, developing and implementing new technologies for water and energy efficiency, renewable energy and sustainable agriculture. These opportunities help to reduce resource consumption and environmental impacts.
Let's look at other options, how we can balance, the two aspects, hydropower generation, but also agriculture, production through irrigation. It's important that there is a balance that is basically made between the two. Let's manage our water resource, I think, in a way that we ensure that we don't deplete the resource for future generation, but also enforcement and regulation by the authorities that are mandated or given the mandate to ensure that there is equitable sharing of the water resource. I think it's important. And of course, any projects that are coming in any given catchment, especially catchment that is stressed, I think should undergo serious scrutiny, but also stakeholder engagement to ensure that there is that equitable sharing of the resource. Equitable sharing that does not affect or impact already existing investments in a given catchment.
Firm policy frameworks and governance structures that integrate water, energy and food security can stimulate sustainable management of resources and help resolve conflicts in the nexus.
Well, it is not even so much about the small-scale farmer. The smallholder farmer uses very little water to operate their farms. The competition, however, lies between the commercial farmers who have to irrigate huge fields in their agricultural entities, such as the one behind me. But not only that, it also lies between them and those who are producing electricity, such as hydropower. They need the amount of water. But climate change is also a problem. That is about the nexus, the water, food, and the energy.